That's Lizzo, and about damn time, and I'll tell you what the time is. It's 21 minutes, roughly, to 12, which seems a very good time to introduce the man sitting opposite me, because you might be able to help him. Help is important, because he's directing a film called I Hope This Helps, and you could be part of it. He's Jack Arbuthnott, and he's here with us now. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, first of all, because it took me a little while to quite sort of understand the concept of this this is what, crowdsourced? It's not crowdfunded.
That's right.
It's crowdsourced.
So we're asking people from all over the world to share what helps them manage their mental health to be part of a film that we're making called I Hope This Helps, which is being financed by Wellcome.
And the Wellcome Trust are, I'm sure people will know, and you can go along to their headquarters on the Euston Road and all of that stuff. But when you say, what do you want them to do? Send in a film?
Yeah, so I think there are two ways people might like to take part. One is just to film them talking about what helps them manage their mental health. Just get your phone, or put your phone on the thing, or get someone to hold your phone for you. Yeah,
I'm rubbish at all this technological stuff.
It's so easy to do. Just film yourself.
Yep.
And then if you want to do it more, maybe take us into your life. Film a day of your life, like bits and bobs that you think might be interesting and meaningful for what we're trying to do on the film. We have a website, ihopethishelpsfilm.com, which explains what it's all about.
And you've worked on projects a bit like this before, haven't you?
Yeah, so I worked for Ridley Scott for a long time, and when I was there, we made this incredible film called Life in a Day, which was the first sort of huge crowdsourced film. And we made a follow-up, Life in a Day 2020. We made Britain in a Day, Japan.
I remember Britain. I saw that one.
Yeah, Britain in a Day is, I think, just absolute masterpiece. It's so sort of moving. It's just all the little things that happen in a day make you feel what an incredible world we're living in. But we don't normally notice because it's, we don't normally see the world in that way. So
those ones were sort of simple in that they were about the life in your day.
Yeah.
This one, I guess, is slightly more, I don't know, not... What are you expecting people to come up with? You've already started the process.
That's right.
So what sort of stuff is coming in?
So we're getting just really ordinary, fascinating, very moving stories from people who have maybe struggled with their mental health and have things that have helped them cope that they think might help someone else.
I don't mean that to be glib.
Not at all.
But this is something that's going to affect most people at some stage, or many people at some stage.
100%. That's what I find so moving about it. Is you just feel so connected to the rest of the planet through, we feel it watching the footage, and hopefully people feel it taking part and hopefully watching the film. And it's all part of a project that Wellcome are doing called Mindscapes, which is to help change the kind of conversation around mental health. It is a bit different, but I think it has quite a lot in common in this terms of this sense of connection that you feel.
Is there a sort of an optimum length for one of these?
No, it's whatever people feel comfortable and happy to do. Whatever people would like to share, we would love to see it.
And when you say it's global, does that mean global? I mean, are you getting stuff from all around the world?
We are, and that's one of the most wonderful things about the project is you meet someone you would never meet in a million years who's telling you things that really resonate or are really surprising, or they do things that you'd never have thought of.
I was going to say, are there kind of themes that you see time and again? Or?
It's very early days. I've been very surprised at how often people cite a religious faith.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
Do you think there's a logic to that, which is that there's an element of proselytizing, if you see what I mean, if you are religious and if you believe that sort, and I'm not knocking that for a single second, but therefore you want to share that with people because that's the nature of religious faith.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think it's
Really?
the way that religion is giving people meaning and a way of making sense of the world that perhaps in difficult times is especially valuable. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, that's what's so interesting is watching it, we're just sort of wondering. We're not sure. The whole thing is a kind of experiment. The whole thing is a sort of surprise. But I think the other thing I've been quite interested by is the kind of not optimism. I mean, there is interesting optimism in the field of mental health, and I find that fascinating. But people are very kind of matter of fact and just tender and generous, I think, when in sharing. And you just get a slightly different feeling from a lot of the stigma around mental health, which is kind of...
It's interesting because I was listening to a discussion, I think on Radio 4 the other day about this. and it was with two mental health practitioners, and they were saying we are talking a lot more about mental health than we did, and that can only be a good thing. They did say, though, that they wanted to make a distinction between mental health and mental illness,
right,
and that they were different things. That mental health is about maintaining your mental well-being and your mental. That there are people who have, there are people who have mental illnesses. That are separate and different and have different sorts of treatment. Is that something you've come across as a concept?
Well, I think the main thing that I've realised is I feel it just gets more and more. The more I understand, the more complicated.
The
realise
less
it
you
is.
understand.
That's right, and there are enormous spectrums, and the language we use is often it really kind of struggles to kind of map to the sort of extraordinary. Reality of these things. That Wellcome are hoping to work towards a world where no one is held back by their mental health problems. So that's the kind of phrasing they use, and it's a hugely inspiring sort of project to be a tiny part of and to sort of witness from the outside.
What's the timescale of all of this?
So we're receiving submissions over the next few months,
right,
and then we'll put the film together.
Over.
I don't know. Hopefully,
I could see in your eyes there.
Oh, no.
There was a certain dread.
I thought I wasn't giving anything away. No, it takes a long time. It's a really
because this is a long process, isn't it? You're compiling and then you're editing and you're
Yeah, and it's such a kind of privilege to see all the stuff we're getting, and it's not something. It'd be really bad to kind of hurry it. Yeah.
Is there a slight, not dilemma, that would be entirely the wrong word, but on the one hand, you want to get as much stuff as possible, but the more stuff you get, the harder your job becomes.
Yeah. Champagne problem, they call it. Yeah, no, I think it's really difficult to make a crowdsourced film because things have to sit alongside each other and work. And the way we've found to do it is that, the more you have, the better chance that you can make something transcendent and that somehow distills everything, because that's the interesting thing, is that you hope the finished film is a representation of everything, even though it's of course only a small proportion of what you get.
How long will the film be, and how will people see it when it's all done?
Yeah, so it'll be a feature-length documentary, and we'll figure out a way for hopefully the whole planet to see it. I'd love it to be. The films we've made before have generally been made available for free online.
Yeah,
and that's the best way. There's one we did, Springsteen and I. Did you watch Springsteen and I?
No.
Maybe you'd like that. That's the only one we've done which is a bit off-piste. And that was Springsteen fans talking about.
I played a Springsteen track earlier.
I heard that. Yeah.
Tell people how they can get involved. Give them all the kind of
Yes, the best thing to do is visit our website. ihopethishelpsfilm.com, and it really is as simple as picking up your phone or your camera and recording something that you would like to share and you think other people would benefit from knowing.
I hope this helps. I hope this helps film.com, and I hope this interview helps.
Thank you so much, Robert, for having me.
Look at the ivy on the old clanging wall. Look at the flowers and the green grass so tall.